First reason why you'll never feel motivated to go to the gym. First of all, motivation is a scam. It's not real. It's something that's designed to get you to start, but it doesn't do anything after. You have to look at it like this. Your motivation is like the starter to a car, right? In your car, there's a piece called a starter. And what it does is the moment you crank the car, it starts the car. And after that, its job is done. The alternator, the battery take over. That's the whole point of motivation. It's not to carry you through. Um, it's not gonna push you on the seventh day when you're tired. That's the whole point. It's just to get you to start and nothing else. It's a scam. People rely on it because of the feeling it gives. I remember a year ago when I wanted to start my fitness journey and I wanted to be serious in my fitness journey. I went and I bought all the nice gym clothes, the all the protein shakes. I did everything. I was like, I'm gonna go for 6 months straight, 5, 6 days a week, nonstop. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna work out like all those great bodybuilders. I'm gonna do all of that. Man, a week later, I ended up quitting. I started try to start back up 3 weeks again. Last another 3 days. And that cycle just kept going. And I would tell myself, why am I not motivated? Why don't I have the feeling to do this? Why don't I have the desire to do this? It's because it's outside of getting you to start. It's not a reliable source. And if you don't believe me, those of you who don't go to the gym, what I want you to do is I want you to do the experiment for me. I want you to get a gym membership. Go to your local gym. I don't care if it's a Planet Fitness, a YMCA. I don't care what it is. I'm not sending you there to go work out. I'm just sending you there to go look. Just look at other people. Look at their faces. And if you can see more than 3 people in the gym that looks like they're happy to be there, you don't have to go ever again. It's not something that people chase the feeling. And I know the feeling. It's like, when you have the money you've been saving up and you want to get a new car, you feel like wow, like the car that you've been saving for, that's the motivation. But it doesn't work like that in the gym. There's no stack of cash or brand new flashy car waiting for you at the end of the tunnel that you can see. You're not on, Facebook Marketplace looking at what you're saving for. All that stuff is unseen. So you're chasing a feeling for something that you haven't even seen before. You've never seen yourself in a good shape before. You've never seen yourself with your dream bod before. You've never seen yourself with a six-pack before. You've never seen yourself losing 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds before. You've never seen any of that. There's no tangible evidence to show why you should continue this. So you rely on motivation to help you feel good. And then when motivation goes away, which it will eventually, it will go away. It's not if it'll go away, it will go away. Once that feeling goes away, the desire to go to the gym also starts to go away. And then eventually it's completely gone. And then eventually you're telling yourself the night before that you're going to wake up early to go to the gym. And in the morning of, now you're too tired. Now your excuses are stronger than your discipline. That's why motivation is a scam. That's why motivation is just not real. Look at the people's faces when you go to the gym. Nobody looks like they're happy to be in there. Nobody looks like they're having fun. You look at you look at one side and you see somebody on their phone for like 45 minutes because You know, they're prepping themselves to do another set of squats. You know, somebody's over there in the back, you know, trying to, you know, figure out how they're gonna lift this weight, and you know, it might be too heavy, or you know, they just don't feel it, or whatever it is. Everybody's going through their own thing. Everybody's going through their own struggle. Everybody's going through it. None of us truly ever want to be there. Think about it. Like, it's a place where you go to sweat around other people. Everybody's lifting heavy weights, making loud noises. You know, I'm a quiet person. I like to be at home, and I like to be in my quiet area. So it's not really a place that is that fun for me. Now, do I generally feel good about myself when I leave the gym? Yes, that's the reward you get from it. And unfortunately, that's the only reward you get, is when you leave the gym, knowing that you went to the gym. That's the only reward you're gonna get from it. And knowing that, telling yourself that, sometimes that's the best thing. I remember when I was really taking my journey serious, this is what I told myself. I said, I'm motivated right now, but when day 3 comes, when day 4 comes, when day 5 comes, and I'm no longer motivated, I have to promise myself that I'm going to get up anyways and go do it. Because there's 2 reasons. Number 1, your brain remembers stuff like that. When you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it, your brain remembers that. The next day you wake up, you tell yourself you're going to go to the gym, and you don't feel like doing it, it remembers that. And the opposite goes the opposite. If you tell yourself, I'm going to go to the gym the next day, you literally tell yourself the day before, I'm going to go to the gym the next day, regardless of how I feel. And you wake up the next day and you do it, regardless of your feelings, your brain remembers that. The next day, when you don't feel like going, your brain already knows you already did that hard thing before. You already know what it feels like to go when you don't go. It becomes a little bit easier. And then over time, it becomes easier. It doesn't get better. The feeling doesn't magically, like, you're not magically like, oh my God, I have to go to the gym. It just gets easier. It just gets easier. It just gets easier over time. That's the trick. That's the key. That's the key to unlocking this. Is that you have to be able to be, one, brutally honest with yourself. You have to tell yourself that you're not always going to feel like it. You're not always going to want to eat right. You're not always going to want to wake up to go to the gym. You're not always going to want to spend the time in the gym going hard and doing the things you're supposed to. You're not always going to want to do that. But telling yourself that you're not going to want to do it, and that you're going to anyways, when you're setting yourself up, because once that day comes, and it will, when that motivation is no longer there and you no longer feel like going, you can rely on what you just told yourself, because you knew this was coming. You knew this was going to happen anyways, regardless. And you still decided, now it's up to you to decide to get up and do it. And when you get up and do it, the next day it gets easier. And the next day it gets easier. There's a famous quote that I heard by Mike Tyson when he used to talk about going to the gym and how he used to prepare for fights, and how he talked about how he always hated it. There was very rare days where he loved to be in the gym working out, but he did it. And he was talking about discipline. He said discipline is self-love. And what is self-love? Self-love is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. That's what this is all about. It's not about a feeling. It's not about what you get out of it. It's about doing something that you generally don't want to do. And going to the gym is the hardest because it's all mental. Like we talked about before with the car. There's no fancy car on a lot waiting for you if you've gone to the gym 6 months straight, you know? You don't get that type of motivation. All you get is a good feeling at the end. Because that's your reward. Oh, I did it. I went to the gym when I said I was going to go, and I did it. I feel good that I kept the promise to myself. And now I can know I can do it and I can go again. That's the reward you get.